Hey there, welcome to C&T Collectibles. I am C, hope you're doing well. Today we're doing a little viewer mail here. Our good friend Will has asked me to look at some Kevin Durant refractors. He is interested in that card, wanted my take, and I am always humbled to give my opinion. So whether it's worth anything or not, I don't know, but I'm going to do my best for you, pal, and help you make a wise purchase if at all possible. Well, I want to start real quick with Juan Soto and his Topps update. However, this was a chart I meant to throw in yesterday and neglected to do so in my 3 up and 3 down. But over on Sunday night, there were quite a few Soto auctions, and I'm looking for a PSA 10 version. Looking for that 130 to 145 area, and one of them dipped down to 113. Finished at that spot here, which brings it right perfectly. This was 112.99 back in the day, and you've got a couple of inflection points here. So hopefully that is the spike low we are looking for in Juan Soto. So anybody that kept you out of this one actually got you out at 280, but anybody that bought it here, I do apologize. Sure looked like an area where there's a lot of buying and a potential bottom here, but hopefully that 113 number is durable, and somewhere in that 125, 130 area we can build back up and get some people chasing. So I'm gonna miss some, gonna hit some, and that's how it goes. The Tiger Woods BGS 9 at 110, I think that's now going for 250. So if you bought Soto at 140 but you bought a Tiger at 110 or whatever, then you're doing all right. So all right, let me exit out of this one. And let's look at Kevin Durant for Will. So we've got a few Kevin Durant charts here for the refractor version, so it's a little higher end here, but he's fancy like that. And then there was a company that he wanted me to look at as well. I'm in the finance industry, and so thought we'd take a look at that at the end here real quick. So Kevin Durant, Topps Chrome. We'll start it off with the the PSA 8, and you can see that it's trending down. Not a lot of information here, not a lot of sales, so it's no man's land. Who knows where this one goes at? 2,300. It's your lower dollar option, but those prices continue to make lows, and so what you'd want to see is a sale that kind of ticks up a little bit. Then you've got some sort of reference point to trade against. So I'm not sure what grade you're looking for, my friend, but we'll figure this out. This is the BGS 9. Again, not a lot of sales on this one here, but you can see that at least there's enough that we can start establishing some sort of trend here, and it's bouncing off the bottom end of that one, coming up against this resistance area here. So if you're looking for a BGS 9, it may behoove you to wait just a little bit here. If there's a spike up, there's nothing you can do. If it just kind of leaks up and you see a couple of purchases, then you know we've got a pretty clean breakout, and then you want to chase it just a little bit here. So this is that's the longer term one here. So I zoomed in on a couple of them. I couldn't remember if it was this one or not. So basically you just kind of want to look at this reference point here, which is roughly like 3,000 or something like that. And if you are buying, don't let it go too much below that. All right, get into some of the mint grade ones here, and this is the BGS 9.5 longer term. All right, we had the fake break above, and that was your topping thing, and that's usually going to bring you down to the bottom of the range, which we are at now. We have seen purchases in the past in this area here. Momentum is turning up, has not quite crossed yet. We don't have a confirmed buy or anything like that, but is trading in this range here, sitting at the top of the range. So you may want to be a little bit patient, and I don't know how much upside there is to this from here, if it shoots out or not. But there is a decent amount of purchases, and this is why I like the long-term chart. Some people will say, I don't care what happened 10 years ago. I care what happened last week. It's like the more data points you can get, the more time frames you can look at, the better idea you can get of the general overall trend. So this is the 9.5 in a closer look here. So you can see we do have kind of a bottoming pattern right now, and so we've got $5,000 to call it $7,000 is your range. So right now you're kind of in the middle of that. $8,500. So what is that upper part? So anyways, whatever, top of the range here. I think the PSA 9 or 10 I had a little better handle on here. So here's the bottom of your range, $5,000 right now, $8,500. So was that roughly $10,000 or something like that? So it's kind of in the middle of the range. Maybe nothing to do right at this moment here, but there's buying in this level. If you let it come back just a little bit, you might get a little bit better price. All right, we've got some of the PSA. Here's the PSA 9, and this one I think looks pretty interesting right here. So you do have your bottom around $5,000, and a couple of purchases that $7,000 area. It is breaking up, and it's just above that at $7,600. So if this is if it is able to hold above this one, then you are looking at upside to around $9,000. You just kind of look at this range here, $2,000, and it breaks out $2,000. So it also brings it up to this resistance area right here where there was a sale at $9,000 in the past. So everything just kind of lines up for that perhaps, and so buying right here again with too much below $7,000, you maybe want to exit because you could see that $5,000 again. But if you're looking at it for long term, this seems at least interesting enough. Again, I like that. I like the BGS 9.5 as well. But the perhaps the granddaddy of all is the Mint 10, and you can see that again, kind of that longer term trend here. Here's your top, here's your bottom. Momentum hasn't really turned up and crossed quite yet here, but it is turning up a little bit with this sale that really brought it up to the top of the not the top of the range or anything like that, but you do have these bottoms here where there's been purchases, and so it's happening again. And a little closer look on that PSA 10, you can see that it's just a monster move here, right up to this resistance area. So I wouldn't do anything with it now, but if you do get another crack sub, again, I have to look at this, sub 20,000 or something like that, then I think sitting at 23, so not an insignificant dollar amount or anything like that. But if you're able to get it closer into here, then I think that's probably your spot. Now, if it goes up just a little bit, then there is some more upside. But I think with that kind of a move, maybe you see something that comes back just a little bit. All right, and real quick, we're going to move over to some live charting here. So I'm excited for this one. And there was a company that Will mentioned that he wanted to take a little bit closer look at. He said he's a huge fan. He's a big supporter and believes in what they're doing. Uses them quite often. And with the recent consolidation in the industry, with Fanatics moving into acquire a lot of the major league properties and get those, I think he's looking for the next big thing. And so this company, I don't know anything about it, but when you're doing charting, you just need to know human psychology. You don't need to know much about the company itself. So this is not one that I'm familiar with, but it sounds like it could be the next big thing. So again, Fanatics is moving in and doing this, and so this is a company that Will was pretty excited about. And it seems like it's more specific to teams, but they could sure make a run here. So let's take a look at that particular company. So the name of this company that he's so excited about is called OnlyFans, and so again, without knowing much about it, it sounds like it's maybe like the Fanatics, but maybe it's more exclusive to a certain fan base or something like that. So, Will, this is for you. You seem really big into this, and so let's just take a look and see what we see here. So, what we do have is a nice kind of a rounded bottom here, and I'm not looking for that tool right here. I want to let's just use no, I don't want that one either. There we go. So, all right. So what we have is kind of this nice rounded bottom area here. So if we just kind of make a line like that, and then you came back to the top, this previous resistance, but then again it kind of moved into the support zone again. So OnlyFans made a move back down into this area here. And so we've got kind of these rounded bottoms here. So what you're looking for in something like this is a lot of symmetry. And so we've got a nice symmetrical pair here and of rounded bottoms. And so again, when you're charting here, you want to just see people start to accumulate a little bit. They want to feel things out a little bit. You don't want to just dive right in, and so they're just kind of feeling things out a little bit here. But you could see some more upside out of that particular name. But for the most part, yeah, we'll just kind of watch here. There's some accumulation happening, and we'll try and keep you abreast of the situation for that stock that Will is really interested in. So that's what I got for you. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.